Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. My name is Tara and today I'm doing this holiday makeup tutorial for you. I wanted to do something soft but still glamorous. I added lots of glitter on the lids and I just wanted something like very soft and feminine and really just like romantic and girly for the holiday season. So that's what I decided to go with. Originally, I planned on doing like a dramatic smoky eye and I was like, yes, that would be perfect for like New Year's Eve. But let's get real. Every time I wake up on the holiday, I think I have all this time and then before I know it, I'm running behind and I have like an hour to do my makeup. So a dramatic smoky eye, I just feel like really isn't realistic for the everyday person that's getting ready for the holidays. So I decided to go a little bit softer but still glam. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial. It sort of reminds me of like snowflakes or something really soft and shimmery. I ended up using, this has become my favorite loose glitter, you guys. This is by Kandy in the shade Marshmallow Sugar, and it's just got these beautiful reflects. Like, I don't know if you can see, but it reflects gold, pink, purple. I see green in there too, so you can really pair it with like any colors, and I've just been loving this. I've used this 3 times in the past week and it has become my new obsession, so I had to include this in a tutorial because I have been using it like crazy. But anyways, enough rambling, let's get into the tutorial. I hope you guys like it. Oh, and by the way, I'm still working on a filming setup, so this background is not permanent. This is totally temporary while I figure something else out for my new filming background. I hope you guys don't mind. Let me know if you have any ideas for what you'd like to see in the background in the future. Yeah, that's it for real this time. Thank you for watching, and let's get right into the tutorial. Hello everyone! So I'm starting off with nothing on my face. I have cleansed my skin and moisturized, but now I'm going to move on to the brows. I usually don't show the brows because I do have a full in-depth brow routine and this can get pretty lengthy, but I decided to throw it in the tutorial today. So I'm using this brow box by Urban Decay and Gwen Stefani, and I always like to start out underneath my brows. I like to brush them up and then start with the shape underneath, and always brushing out everything after each step. So then I move over to the tail. You see me brush it out a little bit there, and then I'm going to work on the arch. And once I've gotten the arch to how I like it, I'm just going to simply fill it in really lightly. I don't want to overdo it, just filling in those sparse areas. As you can see, they just need a little bit more filling in there, and then just touching up the front of the brow. And now I love to take a little bit of concealer and clean up underneath and on top of the brow. I feel like it just gives it such a clean, crisp look. And finally, setting the brows with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. Love this stuff. It holds your brows in place all day. Now, as always, I'm priming the lids using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. As you can see, it's covering up all the veins on my eyelids, and it's really going to make sure that my shadows last all day long. And then I love to set that using a translucent powder. The first palette that I'm taking today is this Morphe 35K palette, and I'm taking this really beautiful, soft, creamy color. It's got a tiny bit of a soft pink mauve undertone, but very, very subtle, and I'm just using this on my Morphe E27 brush and blending this into the crease. Now on my Morphe R39 brush, this is just a more tapered blending brush, I'm going to pick up a darker, a little bit more deeper mauvier pink shade and put this directly into the crease with a more controlled precision brush. And then I always go back to the E27 and just blend everything out. Once I'm done blending, I just want to make sure that there's no harsh lines. I'm going to take this Lorac Pro Palette, and I'm picking up a really, really small blending brush. This is the Morphe M562, and I'm taking this shade called Mauve, which is the deepest out of the shades that I've used so far. And I just wanted to add a little bit more definition right into the crease. And now you can see me using a clean blending brush with no product on it to just blend it out. Now, taking my Sigma E60 brush, I'm just picking up a light off-white cream color to highlight the brow bone, and then of course blending it out. After every single step, you just want to make sure it's nice and blended. Now on my MAC 242 brush, I am just picking up some concealer and I'm carving out the lid because I'm going to be applying loose glitter to the lid, so I just want to make sure that I have it mapped out perfectly. I went into my Morphe 35K palette and picked up this gorgeous shimmery, champagne-y, silvery color, and I'm just pressing this onto the lid to use as a base for the loose glitter. Once I'm done doing that, I just went back in with my small fluffy blending brush and just blended out the shadow. And now I'm taking my NYX glitter glue and the glitter by Kandy, and I'm just pressing this onto the lid. And you can see I started off with a little bit of glitter and I go in and build it up. And this time I took a little bit of glue on my finger first and then went in and pressed the glitter. So sometimes I would put a little glue on the brush and then do the glitter, or sometimes on my finger and then apply the glitter that way. I just really took my time with it because I didn't want it to be chunky. I wanted it to be soft and really just soft, I guess, like snowflakes. Once I'm done with that, I'm just taking a makeup remover wipe and swiping away as much glitter as I can. Unfortunately, loose glitter is a pain to work with, so I still have some glitter left on my face, but I didn't really care too much about that. So I'm just adding a little bit more color and pigmentation into the crease, and now I'm taking a black eyeshadow. This is Corrupt by Makeup Geek on a little angled brush. And I'm just ever so lightly applying it to the very outer corner of my eye and smudging it out before I apply my lashes. I feel like that step just adds so much more definition to the outer corner and makes the eyes look bigger and wider. The lashes that I used are the Ardell Glamour number 113 lashes. These are my current favorite lashes. I love them so much. And then just applied a little bit of L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara. For primer, I'm using the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, just applying this to the T-zone to make sure that I fill in my pores and to make my makeup last a little bit longer. Using the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in the shade Bisque, I am just going to apply this onto my face and then use my Morphe M439 brush to just blend this out. You guys, I know I talked about this in my current favorites video, but this is my favorite foundation of all time. It is just so good. I love it. Once I'm done blending out the first layer, I do like to go in and add a little bit more coverage in places that I feel I need it. So I just added a little bit more to my cheeks and around my nose because I had a lot of redness around my nose that day. Taking this Becca Undereye Brightening Corrector, I'm just going to gently pat this in underneath the eyes and it's going to cover up dark circles. And now I'm taking the Tarte Shapetape Concealer in the shade Fair. As you can see, it's really light, but I was going for a really bright under eye today. So I'm just taking my Morphe Beauty Sponge and blending this out. I really like to take my time. My sponge is damp and this is going to soak up any excess product. So it's going to leave a really nice and flawless, seamless application to your concealer. Once I'm done blending out the concealer, I'm then going to take my Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm using a different damp sponge to just go ahead and set underneath the eyes. You'll see I do use a lot of powder. I'm sort of going to do the baking technique here, which means I'm going to let all that excess powder sit on top of the skin and really mix with the natural oils of my face, and then I'll go ahead and do my face powder before I dust that product away. Now I'm picking up the MAC Studio Fix powder. This is in the shade NC25. As you can see, it's about a shade and a half darker than my actual skin color and foundation color. I'm just doing this to add a little bit more color to the skin because I am extra pasty during this time of year. Not that there's anything wrong with being pasty, but I just wanted to add a little bit more color to my face. And the brush that I'm using is the Morphe R7 brush. And once I'm done with that, I'm just going to swipe away all of that excess powder. As you can see, by letting it sit there, it just gives you a smooth, flawless finish. I just love using that technique. For bronzer, I'm taking the Milk Chocolate Bronzer by Too Faced. That was a limited edition palette. And I'm just using my Sigma F05 small contour brush to just apply this to the cheeks to add even more warmth and bring some definition to the outer parts of my face. and I'm just going to go ahead and do that. As you can see, I have to pull my hair out of the way, and I'm trying not to get product in my hair so it doesn't turn my hair orange, but unfortunately I still always get powder in my hair. Oh well. And so I'm just doing the same thing to the lower part of my face, and I'll also bring the bronzer down my neck, and then taking my favorite ever blending brush. This is the Sigma Duo Fiber F50 brush. Anytime I apply bronzer or blush, you'll see me use this specific brush to blend it out because it seriously blends everything like a dream. It's so good. And then to add some color to my nose, I'm just taking the Sigma E25 blending brush and just bronzing up the sides of my nose. So I decided I wanted this look to be extra bronzy because I wanted a soft, shimmery, pale color on the eyes. So I figured to add some more bronzer to the face would balance everything out. So I just picked up a darker shade of that bronzer. And now I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge with some more of that Laura Mercier powder. And this step is just cleaning up underneath the bronze so that way it doesn't look messy. And then immediately afterwards, dust it away using my favorite blending brush. For blush today, I'm using my Morphe 9B palette, and I just mixed together two shades to get a raspberry blush color. And these blushes are so pigmented. I even tapped off the brush on the back of my hand before applying it to my face, and still too much powder came off, so I just went ahead and blended that out. And sometimes I even take my brush that I use for concealer and just pounce it right over that to just dim down the color a bit. Now I'm taking this E.L.F. highlighter. This is in the shade Moonlight Pearls. It's a baked highlighter. So gorgeous. I have just been obsessed with this product. Highlighting the high points of my face, such as my cheekbones, right underneath the brow, the tip of my nose, and of course, blending it all out. You don't want anything to look chalky. Setting my face, I'm using a little bit of MAC Fix Plus and then the Skindinavia setting spray. And once that's finished drying, I'm going to go back in with an angled brush and use that mauve shade from the Lorac Pro Palette. And I'm just going to blend this on the outer portion of my eye. I want to keep the inner corner really bright and fresh and just make my eyes look really wide. So I'm only applying this to the outer corner, and as you can see, I swipe the shadow all the way around the eye and back up into the crease, and it just ensures really seamless blending. Taking that highlighter, I just popped it on the inner corner of the eye, and now I picked up this really beautiful, super light pale pink shade, and I'm just dusting this on the inner part of the eye. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to take some mascara. This is the Rimmel Lash Accelerator, and only applying this to the lashes starting from the middle of the eye all the way to the outer corner. As you can see, it just gives you a really bright, awake, doe-eyed effect to the eyes. And now here, I played around with a bunch of lip colors. This was my first option, wasn't really feeling it. I thought it was too basic for me, something too typical. So then I tried a softer pink. Was pretty, still wasn't feeling it. I wanted to go really, really nude. I wanted the face to be nice and bronzy and glowy, but I wanted the eyes and the lips to be really pale. So I'm taking this liquid lipstick by Stila in the shade Perla, then took a bit of the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the shade Milkshake. It's a really, really pale nude. Just pop that in the center to give a fullness effect to the lips. And now I'm outlining the lips using this lip liner from ColourPop in the shade BFF. Only outlining underneath and then on the top, the outer corners, because I don't want to close off the lips. After I line my lips, I always like to take a concealer brush with a tiny, tiny bit of concealer and just clean up all of the edges to make sure that everything looks really nice and flawless. And then I took this lip gloss by Buxom in the shade White Russian and just popped it right in the center. I decided I wanted to use a skin tone brightening eyeliner in the waterline, and then I also picked up my Hourglass diffused light powder to just add a really, really soft sort of angelic glow underneath the eyes. And after that, this is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And yes, I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!